Journal entry for Happy Resurrection Day, April 5th, 2026. Easter. But people say Happy Easter, and I guess I said it back once or so, but I don't want to because I don't celebrate the pagan holidays. So then after I talked to someone and they confirmed, like I asked them their opinion, and so I said Happy Resurrection Day. Restoration Day. So anyways, there was a free Ishtar Easter dinner or lunch. My town, they have community events. There's a lot of churches, and so there was a free meal. But my dog woke me up, so I didn't get enough sleep. But my dog was like jumping around and stuff, so I got up early. And so I went to the gym. So maybe God planned all this out. I went to the gym before the lunch, and the gym closed at 1, so I couldn't go later in the day. So I went to the gym. I did see some enemies. They were super busy. I saw some enemies there, new people I didn't recognize, and they've been trying to frame me and putting stuff on the equipment. I saw them. Some of the, at least one of the employees knows what's going on and believes me. People there see when I come in that people rush in to use the massage chairs and hydro massage so that I can't, and so it's full. So they know. So this man rushed and cleaned the equipment real quick to make sure, because I think he believes me, to make sure that I didn't put anything on it. So then if someone did later, then he already cleaned it and it wasn't me. But anyways, so then there was another mission, and this is a very minor mission, but the last time I went to Dollar General, they were a little bit rude, and so I was thinking about maybe boycotting, but I did not boycott. Yes, and I don't know. I thought about boycotting, but I wasn't sure. And the last time I went there, I bought a lot of candy because I had placed a Walmart delivery order. I was given money to buy food, have it delivered to my house, and I think I was sick. Yeah, I think I was sick. And when I placed a Walmart delivery, I ordered a package of cakes, and they were out of stock, and replaced it with something that said Easter on it, so I had to cancel it. It wouldn't let me pick something else. So I had to go to Dollar General. And then I got these Little Debbie butterfly cakes. And it was missing one. So one of the packages only had one cake. It was supposed to have two. There was something wrong with it. And so I had it in my bag for a few days. So I knew this was a mission. I took it there and I said, I don't know if they're going to do something or not. I go through the line and I'm like, I'm missing a cake. I didn't know if you guys would do anything or not. So the woman there, she contacts her manager and says that you can get a new box. So I go grab it. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And so I grab one and I show it and then I go to leave. Well, then I'm putting it into my bag and I'm unlocking my bike. And the employee comes out. I thought that was the end of it, but then she wanted the old box. And I'm like, oh, here's the box. And so you might want to keep this because it's kind of neat because it was probably rare to have like the bag. It was sealed, never opened, and it had one cake where there should have been two. So maybe this is a collector's item or something. But she seemed like a little weirded out or something because I thought she said, just go, you can get another one. And I got it and I showed it to her and left. And then she came out and was like, I need the other box and stuff. Probably so she wouldn't get in trouble. I gave it to her. And but she just acted a little strange then. So I thought it was great. So I am not boycotting Dollar General. It is pretty close to my house. I thought about boycotting. The employee was a little rude. He wasn't too bad, but he was a little rude in how he talked to me and dealt with me. So I thought maybe about boycotting. But they made things right. They took back the defective Little Debbie and let me get a new box. So I will go there again. I never went there in the past, but like this is so close. I can bike there in like 1 minute. And yeah, it's very close to my house. And if I want something sweet and I have some money, it's good to be able to go there. So then, actually, I don't know if this was a trick because people follow me, and they knew that I had been to Dollar General. And someone else knew that I was missing a cake. And I mentioned this too. I mentioned this like a few days ago. I was missing a cake, and I'd have to go back and see if they'll do something. This is a mission for God's judgment to be rendered on Dollar General. Dollar General did the right thing. They did the right thing. But yeah, I didn't have a problem. If the woman wants the cake and needs it, that's fine. But she didn't say to give it to her or anything. When I was leaving, there was people behind me. So I just grabbed it, showed it to her, and I left quickly so to not waste her time. And then she runs out and I'm like, oh, you can, I don't need to have this. I didn't think they wanted it, so, and I gave it to her right away. But she still acted kind of weird. Anyways, but she did the right thing and was really nice at first. And then when I was leaving, actually, this was strange. They don't have a bike rack, but there's a place to put carts. There was another bike there, and there's normally not. And so when I rolled up, and the bike looked kind of like mine, but nicer, and so like a better version. And then when I was leaving, after the employee went back in, I was leaving, then a man came out. And he was like, oh, hello. And he was surprised to see somebody else with a bike. So this is what I'm thinking maybe the attack was. Was this another counterfeit? He wasn't like bad looking or anything. Like he was taller, but he came out. What was surprising was the bicycle. The bicycle was like a nicer version of a similar bike to mine. And it was right there where my bike was. He was like, oh, hello, and said that in a nice, interested way. So this was possibly another counterfeit. So I mentioned the free dinner and I left. So, maybe this was possibly the attack because they follow me and they know. I mentioned Dollar General. But maybe not. Maybe it wasn't. But there are people that follow me wherever I go. Like, as soon as I go to the line in the gym, there are, like, just people. There are the devil's people, witches, warlocks, whatever they are, NPCs, I don't know. But they're right there ready to jump into line as soon as I come near. So that they brought a man to park his bike where I was going to park my bike. And then as I'm leaving, then he comes out to leave. This is suspicious. I do not trust this. But anyways, then I went to downtown on my bike to the free Easter dinner. I'm trying to go quickly here. When I first walked in, there was a line. It wrapped around. It was confusing. I tried to ask a few people. It wasn't clear. Like, what's going on with this line? Try not to ditch people, but I think they were trying to say get ahead or something, and I didn't. I went behind that person, and new people were coming in as the line wrapped around. So this was probably like some trick to get me to ditch in front of a lot of people and then be cursed like a bunch. I don't know. Maybe not, but I recognized when I went in, there's a long hall and there was a huge line, and I recognized most of the people in there. These are mainly people, like, this is my town, a free Easter dinner. And we were standing in the hall in what was basically a line. And I recognized almost everyone in there. And I recognized like half the people inside once we got in with the food. And these people are people that have cursed me and attacked me. This is how many people have cursed me or attacked me or came after me. It's like half the town. Anyways, let's see. Oh, as I'm standing there in line, there's Puppyman. And what this was a violent man who talked about murder. But then, like, what happened is he was over by the new soup kitchen that I was going to occasionally. And they sent him to the one I go to most of the time. And then he got 2 new puppies. And that's because this dog charity just got a ton of puppies in. So he got 2 puppies. He probably got them for free. And so, at first he was sitting there clipping his toenails and acting kind of crazy. But actually, like, then he's taking care of these puppies and he's getting kind of mad at them, but he cares about them. And then today, like, he seemed like a nicer, better person. In the line, this is funny. He was in the line and he has a baby stroller, like for where you put 2. It's a double stroller. And he has his puppies in the stroller. And his face looks like he's nicer. So he was kind of like aggressive and stuff. And then today, when I saw him, he looked like a nicer person. I think taking care of these puppies is making him a better person. I looked at the puppies and like they were melting my heart, even though they're little pits. They're little pit bulls. But anyways, yeah, those were cute puppies. But I think I believe that he was supposed to lure me in like a child with candy. He was luring me in. They sent him to lure me in with the puppies. But what's happened is he's taking care of the puppies, and now he's got his puppies in a baby stroller. In his face, he looked like a nicer person. I gave him a smile, and he smiled back at me. I'm seeing improvements. He's taking care of these puppies and getting love from them. So he is becoming a better person. And other people are treating him differently when he has the puppies. Instead of being afraid of him, they're coming up to him, they're talking to him. So this is actually helping him. Let's see. So a woman had offered me a ride. I didn't even respond. I didn't want to ride because I know that's a gift. And then I get cursed or someone sprays skunk spray on my dogs or something bad happens. So I didn't respond. But I saw her there. I saw the narcissist. I saw a lot of the witches there. And they were right around me. And they tried to ignore me at first. Because I went into hiding for like a day or two. And they had a lot of hits on me. So they didn't know. They thought maybe I was gone or taken care of. Because I didn't go to the soup kitchen on Good Friday. I wasn't there. But they sent a lot of people to try to kill me. They thought maybe they got me. Well, I showed up today at this dinner in the line, and they were all like right around me and trying not to look and not saying anything to me, like they didn't know what to do. Maybe they had to get instructions on what to say first. Because then eventually they did, after like a minute or two, they did talk to me. But they were like right next to me trying to ignore me. It was very weird. So maybe they were relieved thinking I was gone because I didn't go to the soup kitchen on Friday. Anyways, I go in. They have pork, of course. And I tell the person in the line about don't eat pork. Or I said, we're forbidden to eat pork. You get spirits when you eat it. And then they get a disgusted look on their face when you say it. But I didn't keep going. I just said that. And then actually the pastor who's involved, like he's at the church that is behind this community event. And then he comes up and I think he taps me on the shoulder. He smiles and he says, "Happy Easter." And it was just such a nice smile. I don't celebrate Easter, but he darted off. But he came up and was like, and had a big smile on his face. And that was great. I like that. But I'm not saying Happy Easter. Somebody got me. Because they all said it, and then it's like, oh, I don't want to be rude to people. Being rude to people is worse. I'm not trying to be rude. Then I get my food. They gave just a little bit of green beans, a little bit of potatoes. It wasn't enough. And I said, well, I'm not. Most of the food was ham. They had 2 big things of ham. And I said, can you give me more of this? Because I don't have any ham. They ignored me. Maybe put a little bit more. It was very skimpy with the portions. When they knew I wasn't eating the ham. It was like less than it should have been if I did have ham, but that's okay. And I went, and I was looking around where to sit. And so the woman that actually had offered me a ride waved at me like this, and then I went and sat by her, and we were talking a bit. But then another woman who tried to get me at a different meeting, and she came and sat next to me, and And I don't know if they were attacking me at that point. Maybe they're just thinking, because they didn't hear from me. They didn't even know if I was going to be there. But actually, she had car trouble, and her car was fixed. It was finally fixed, so that's good. While I was in the line, there was somebody from a recovery meeting. I had blessed some necklaces to help them quit, gave them out. And so I think this is somebody sent to get me. But if she really likes me, that's sweet. But I don't think so, because no one does. No one does. But anyways, I saw her a couple times at a meeting, and I stopped going to that. Not that I would never go back, but there's so many things going on at the same time. I have to cycle. I don't have time to go to everything. And she was like being real nice and said, "Oh, that necklace you gave me." Her car was parked right across the street, and she pointed, "Look, my necklace is hanging right from my mirror in my car. You can see it." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And then she asked for my number in case I needed anything, and I put my number in. That's fine. I don't care. I gave her my text number, not my landline. So I got a text number on the computer. Anyone can sign up for free. And so I gave her that number. And she offered, she says, "If there's anything you need, and I've got toilet paper." They know. The kingdom of darkness, they know. It's like I was asking, what charity, where can you get toilet paper? This is before my father sent me money. And I said, well, actually, my father just sent me some money and told me to buy food or toilet paper or whatever you need. And so I said, normally I would need it, but I just bought it. She was going to give me toilet paper. It was going to be cursed. I know it. It had to be cursed. And it would probably be a death curse. But anyway, she was so nice. And there was another woman there with her. I talked to her as well. So they are sent by the kingdom of darkness to get me. But I think sometimes they like me and we get along. But they are still sent as enemies to attack me. I don't know. Maybe they don't like me. But it looks like they do. It looks like they do. But they're sent to attack me. But I'm nice to them. And if they actually weren't trying to get me, I would like them. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Offering, oh, I've got some toilet paper. Do you need some? Oh, remember a couple days ago, there was a man at the soup kitchen. He's like, "I just bought some toilet paper. Do you need some?" Not to me, to someone else. And he said it nearby. Right? He was like a couple feet away from me, talking to someone else, and said, "I got some toilet paper. Do you need some?" He said that to his friends. So if I would overhear, and then I'd be like, "Can I have one?" And then I would be cursed. I did not take it. I said I'll take napkins and things from like the soup kitchen or restaurants if I need to. But anyways, yeah, that's how broke that I was, because God is going to restore. This is Resurrection Day. It's a table prepared in front of my enemies. I hope that it's better than this, but it wasn't bad, I guess. See. Oh, there was a lot of people I knew. All the people that had tried to attack me and curse me, they were all here because a lot of them are homeless, or they have maybe, I don't want to say mental issue, like demonic possession, or they work for the coven, doesn't allow them to have a job, so they need to go to these events to get free food. But they're also working for the coven, and I'm going to be there. So maybe they had another plan, but they show up because I'm going to be there. So maybe this is it. But I recognized, and I saw the veteran there too. And then, even though he was sent to get me, and I do believe so, he seems like a nice person. He seems like a good man. Not perfect, flawed, but he seems like a good man. And then after I ate and I was walking around a little bit, I went to the back and I walked past him. And he had a look on his eyes, kind of like a sad puppy, like a puppy that's been caught doing something bad, but like he's a nice person. Like he felt guilty about what he did, and I could see he was a good person. So, this is my belief, but he hangs out with people that do more serious crimes, and I don't know if he tries to tell them to stop, but if his friends are trying to get me, they send him to get me. I think he felt bad. And he probably knows more about me than I do, because I don't know. I don't know everything. I know certain things, but I don't know everything. But yeah, I could tell he felt guilty for what he did, and he had kind eyes. So they sent him to try to date me and do whoever, oh, help work on my house. What does that mean? Does that? I don't think he's a killer, but he was sent to stop me. Um, and pretend to be an ally. But then I notice, I see the flags, eating the pork and hanging out with the people that want to kill me. Um, you know, but this is a good person. And then and then I'm in the back, and then I see the witches and things from some of the other meetings are like, "We missed you. We missed you. Where have you been?" And they saying it so nice. We miss you. And now they've invited me to the groups again. Now the one woman comes up, she curses me. She curses me. And she says, and I said, I recognize like half the people in here. And they said, what, from the groups? And I said, yeah, from all the groups I go to. I recognize like half the people in here. They all tried to get me. Anyways, but that doesn't mean that they hate me. It's just the enemy, the devil sends them after me. Whether they want to or not, they better do it. And so one woman she has spoken death curses over me before, and today she spoke an old curse over me. And after I said that, she's like, when you're old, people are going to say, that's little Jen. So this was an aging, because earlier she said, you look young. You don't look that old. I don't remember exactly. And so she said that, and then she had to take it back. So then I saw her when it was time to go, and she said this, saying when I'm old, and people will say I'm little Jen. Little Jen. Well, maybe they will say I'm little Jen. But I'm not going to, and I said, like, no, I'm not going to be, I said about the life extension and healing technologies, and that we're not going to be getting old unless we want to. I countered it, but she spoke a spell to make me look old and to be little Jen. Well, maybe I will be little Jen. I don't know. Probably. But like it's weird. It's like in the spirit when I stand, I look taller. I look taller now. I'm growing. But then if I look at myself in a mirror or something, I'm still short. But like when I walk around, like my perception, I'm taller and other people are shorter. And she spoke over me, old and little Jen. But then I countered it, but these curses still stick a little and then they go away. So, but it's not going to be good for her. She keeps trying to curse me. It's not going to be a good situation for her. Let's see what else is. So I know they're probably still trying to get me. When I went to get seconds to take home, they had a whole bunch of meals packaged up. And so I walked past that and I got a container. I wanted to get a new one because I didn't want any ham in my container. And so there was like a little bit of potatoes and macaroni and cheese, and they put that in. And then I got a brownie, which my dog got. I didn't even get to eat it. But anyways, and then there was a pop sitting there. And I said, is this a free pop? Is this a free? Because they had pops on the other side you can take with you and you can drink. There was just a new can of Dr. Pepper sitting there. And they said, and they weren't really sure. And they said, yeah. And they pushed it towards me. And I took it because it was sitting on the table with the food. But it was next to a container that was open. I said, is this free? Is this free? Because this is where they were getting all the food ready to go. And they dished up most of it. They boxed up most of the leftovers in baggies for people to take. I needed to get my own because I'm not going to take one with ham in it. And if the ham touches anything else, it ruins it. So the Bible says this as well, the polluted broth. So if there's pork juice on the other stuff, it will ruin it. It will contaminate it. So it's a spiritual thing. I can see, God shows me like the spirits, the pork spirits on a person and the way it makes them look and the way it makes them act and behave. Like God allows me to discern that. And it's not good. And it's like I could see it was like filthy swine like imposed onto people that eat this stuff. But yeah, but the pop, and I thought maybe there's something wrong with this. I thought about it. Let's see. Now the pastor's wife was there. She came near, but never looked me in the eye and didn't speak to me and acted a little strange. I don't know if she's a narcissist. I thought she was a normal woman. But there's something else going on. There's a lot of witchcraft in their church. And she might be talking to her husband and telling him it's okay. Because she did say, I know they're here. They let them come in. But there is a lot of witches and warlocks at their church. A lot. Like, they're running the place. They are running the place. So maybe she is in on it. I don't know. Because she acted kind of weird. Like, maybe she didn't know if I was going to be there or not. But she was acting kind of strange. I don't know. That doesn't necessarily mean that she's bad. It doesn't. I just don't understand what it means. But I would have said hello or something. She was right there. But she didn't look at me and didn't talk to me. She came near. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. But the pastor is very nice. I don't know if he's aware of what goes on in the church. The level of witchcraft that goes on in this church. I don't know if he's aware of this. Maybe he is. Okay, leftovers. Okay. So I did come back home. My dogs, my little girl dog, she got my brownie. Um, some of it fell. They got to eat some of my leftovers. We shared it. It wasn't a lot left. I'm kind of stuffed now because I ate a lot of those little Debbie's I got from Dollar General. I just got them. So I picked out again, but maybe I didn't eat way too much. And then this evening, I had to take my last antibiotic. My very last antibiotic. So you're supposed to take it with food. And I thought about taking a nap, but it was so late that I thought if I take a nap now, then my antibiotic will be late. So I just decided to stay up, go ahead and eat, take my last pill. And with the food, I grabbed that pop. This is the pop that I got from the free meal at the Civic Center. And I didn't trust this pop. I looked at it and I was thinking about it a little bit. So I go sit down and I ate like a little side of potatoes that I had from Walmart and maybe like and I took the pill and then I open up this pop. The Dr. Pepper from the Easter meal. Now this was the only Dr. Pepper. They had like Sprite and Coke and Diet Coke. This was the only Dr. Pepper, so this was a setup. It was suspicious, but it was sealed. It was a can of pop. I know they can do weird stuff with the CIA. Well, they did. And I opened it up and I just took one drink. Not even a big drink. It was carbonated and everything, but it wasn't extremely carbonated. So, and it was Dr. Pepper, but I just take a small drink and then I start to feel like my tongue is right on the tip of my tongue starts to feel like it's going numb. And it feels like it's been rubbed raw, like with little cactus, like with real fine needles. Or, I want to say sandpaper, but like then my tongue is feeling kind of numb, like a coin-sized tip of my tongue is feeling numb, and I'm starting to feel weird. Somehow, they have made a Dr. Pepper that tastes like Dr. Pepper and is filled with poison in a small drink. My tongue is like going numb and it feels like somebody's rubbed it like, I don't know, with like a scratchy stone or something. Like it's still a little numb hours later. And so then I'm like, oh, this isn't good. And so I put the pop back in my fridge. They poisoned this. Had I drinking that whole thing, it might be lights out. But God lets me know when something is poisoned. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's just obvious. I don't know. Maybe it's just obvious. I take a drink, and my tongue starts to go numb, and I kind of feel kind of gross. Like not. I don't want to say gross. I kind of feel like kind of like I drank a little poison or something. So that's nice. They tried to kill me again. I thought this is my resurrection. My resurrection, my restoration. They try to kill me again. If I get the free toilet paper, then I get murdered? Is this? I mean, at least that's better than trash that you picked up off the ground like last time. Then my father called. My father did call me this evening. Just talked a little bit and just mentioned a few things. He brought up the court case again. I didn't hear back about it. So, yeah, I am being sued, but there's supposed to be a trial this week, and it wasn't confirmed to me if it was on for the day I thought. So he mainly called to ask about this trial, and then and we talked a little bit. When I hung up, I looked at my phone. It said 9/11. 9/11. Right as I hung up, and I'm like, that's significant. I wrote it down. Also, I forgot to write this down. I was looking at my watch. It's certain times when I would see oh, I had to write this down. When I looked at my watch, it was like, excuse me. Now, I can't remember the exact time, but it was something like 12/22/55 or something like that. Or it was like, I think 12/22/55 or 11/22/55 or something, to where it had 22s in it, and if I added them up, it was 17s. So I don't remember, but it was something like 12/22, and then 50 and like 55 was like the milliseconds or whatever you call it, or that was the seconds. Anyways, yeah, they tried to kill me again today. They sent people to pretend to be my friends, but at first when I showed up, I did not respond to anyone. I did not contact anyone. I did not tell them my plans. And they sit outside my house and watch. So God probably woke me up early with my dog being bad. And my dog being herself, which is jumping around and waking me up. And then so I left and went to the gym first, which I wasn't going to do. I got up early and went to the gym. Then I left from the gym to Dollar General. And then I went from Dollar General to the center. So if they have people stationed to watch me, I was already gone. They probably wouldn't sit out there like too early if they think this meal starts at 12:30. Well, if I leave at 10:30, they probably wouldn't be sitting outside at 10 o'clock because the meal is at 1 o'clock. So because I went to the gym first in Dollar General, they weren't able to track me as much. Yeah. And they have to, well, when I showed up, so they weren't sure if I was going. Maybe they weren't outside my house yet at 10 in the morning. So when I showed up at the center, they didn't say anything. They didn't have anything prepared. They didn't have tack set up right away. They did have a poison Dr. Pepper, but they might just always have that on them and then brought it out. I don't know. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.